Drunk man responds, "Why, are you a lawyer?" To which the man replies, "No, I'm a..."
No matter where I go, people just sit down and read mean lawyer jokes to me.
Devin, I'm so glad you're here. Listen, I got some more. Here, check this out, check this out. What happened when the semicolon broke grammar laws?
What happened?
It was given 2 consecutive sentences. Huh?
Oh.
No? Yeah? Maybe? Okay, no, maybe that, okay, we got more. We've had a horrible winter this year. It was so cold, lawyers were walking around with their hands in their own pockets.
Okay, hold on. When you need a lawyer, you are incredibly happy to pay them what they are asking for. That's not fair.
And listen, I don't make the rules. Okay, how about this one? I mean, I don't even know why. I just found these lying around. These are everywhere at this resort.
Tell me about it, man.
How do you make a group of lawyers smile for a photo? This is important on vacation.
How do you make a group of lawyers smile for a photo?
Ready? Here we go. Just say, fees!
Fees! A bargain at any price.
I heard you can get lawyers at IKEA now. They're very affordable, but you have to build your own case.
Well, I mean, that's not true. A lawyer will definitely build a case for you.
Objection!
Objection!
No, I just always wanted to do it. I'm so sorry.
Sam, I'm so happy to see you.
Shut up. What is the difference between a cat and a comma?
What's the difference between a cat and a comma?
One has claws at the end of its paws, and the other is a pause at the end of a clause.
You're gonna have to do better than that.
Okay, I got like a novel for you.
Okay.
A young lawyer passed the bar exam and decided to get his first tailor-made suit.
Okay. Hopefully Indochino.
So he went to the finest tailor in town and got measured for a suit. A week later, he went in for his first sitting. He put on the suit and looked fabulous. He felt that in this suit, he will come across as very professional.
Okay.
As he was preening himself in front of the mirror, he reached down to put his hands in the pockets, and to his surprise, he noticed that there were no pockets. He mentioned this to the tailor, who asked him, "Didn't you tell me you were a lawyer?" The young man answered, "Yes, I did." To this, the tailor said, "Who ever heard of a lawyer with his hands in his own pockets?"
Oh, man, come on now.
It's because you charge too much.
I charge a very reasonable rate.
Yeah, in your opinion. Okay, Devin.
Yes, sir.
If your mother-in-law and a lawyer were drowning and you had to choose, would you go to lunch or a movie?
Well, as we've covered many times on this channel, if they're drowning on their own accord, you have no obligation to save them. I mean, you should at least save the lawyer.
That's
because lawyers contribute to society.
You want to go for a swim?
Will you help me?
No, I have no legal obligation, Devin.
Take that!
A man needing some legal help walks into a law firm.
Okay.
He asks an attorney, "If I give you $300 to help answer 2 legal questions I have, will you help me?" The attorney replies, "Sure, what's the other question?"
Nice. Actually, that's reading the textual evidence. That's perfectly acceptable.
Says the lawyer.
Absolutely. Get out of here. Oh, Thomas, it's so good to see
Devin.
you. Hello. You're my friend.
Maybe.
Oh. Who gave you a lav mic?
I don't know. I stole it from Matt, actually. He might be hurt
We
later.
need to have some words.
Don't sue me. Get this. A drunk man walks
Okay.
into a bar looking for a fight.
Yes,
So he
sir.
stands up in front of the bar and yells out, "All lawyers are..."
Oh, that's mean.
The bar falls silent for a few seconds before a man finally gets up from his table, taps the drunk man on the shoulder, says, "Take that back." Drunk man responds, "Why, are you a lawyer?" To which the man replies, "No, I'm a..."
Look, not all lawyers are That's just not fair. I mean, you know, professional courtesy, sharks and all that.
You're gonna need a bigger boat.
Did you hear about the new sushi bar that caters exclusively to lawyers?
I haven't heard about this sushi bar.
It's called Sosumi.
That seems on the cusp. We'll see if that makes it or not. I'm not sure.
A lawyer dies in his sleep and arrives at the gates of heaven.
Okay.
He asks St. Peter,
Yes.
"Why am I here? I was healthy and so young." St. Peter replies, "Young? You were 103 years old." The lawyer says, "What? No, I was 36. St. Peter looked at his ledger and said, "I see the problem. We are going by hours billed."
So that's actually a huge issue. If you bill more hours than you actually work, you can be disbarred for that.
Maybe St. Peter has the trapdoor too.
Yeah, I think there's a lawyer trapdoor there. That's one of the few lawyers who doesn't deserve to get into heaven. I'll cop to that. I'll cop to that.
What is the most common outfit for lawyers to wear?
I assume it's a suit.
A lawsuit.
But
Hi, Devin.
Patch from TierZoo.
How's it going? Mr. Eagle.
We just did a collaboration. You'll be my friend.
Yeah, sure. We'll see about that.
I think someone gave you some mean lawyer jokes.
Yeah, we even got some ones with animal themes, so it's perfect. What did the lawyer use when he went fishing?
What did the lawyer use?
Debate.
Ah, I like that one. That's a good one. That is a genuine lawyer skill, and it kind of puts lawyers in a nice light. Thank you, Patch. I needed that one.
Anytime. What do you call a snake that works for the government?
I don't like where this one is going. What do you call a snake that works for the government?
A civil serpent.
I'm okay with a good pun. I'm okay with that. I'm just gonna spike the camera.
What's the difference between the law and an ice cube?
What is the difference between a law and an ice cube?
One is justice, and the other is just ice. I feel like this one's better written out than said out loud.
We'll put that on the screen. Yeah. Justice and just ice.
What do you get if you send The Godfather to law school?
What do you get?
An offer you can't understand.
I mean, for that, you need lawyers that can write very clearly and succinctly. And yeah, I think Don Corleone would be a really terrible lawyer.
It'd be a tough one.
Tom Hagen, though, really good lawyer. Joe Scott,
Devin?
you're going to be mean just like everybody else, aren't you?
Yes, I brought my specs to roast you appropriately. Arguing with a lawyer is like wrestling a pig in mud. Sooner or later, you realize they like it.
We do. We really, really do. That's not even a joke.
During a party, a doctor's telling a lawyer that he's sick of his friends asking him for medical advice. The lawyer says, just do what I do and leave a bill in their mailbox. The doctor decides he'll give it a try and thanks his lawyer friend, and then when he gets home, he has a bill in his mailbox from his lawyer.
I wish I could get away with that. I give out so much good advice to all of my friends, whether they want it or not.
Well, nobody likes a lawyer until you need one.
Exactly.
You know? And then they're your best friend.
Hopefully they like the lawyers before that.
If a lawyer gets a hip replacement surgery, do they call that procedure a rebuttal?
I like that.
A rebut?
Yes, right.
Yeah.
You're replacing your butt.
Yeah.
I like it. That's a good one.
All right.
That's a good pun. Well, I just got roasted so hard I'm going to have to change my shirt and probably my shorts. But luckily I am wearing the insanely comfortable and breathable Mack Weldon from head to toe. You might have heard about Mack Weldon's incredible boxer briefs, including their ridiculously comfortable stealth boxer briefs, which I am wearing right now, which I am not going to show you. But if you are an adult, you deserve to have some actually comfortable summer leisure wear, like Mack Weldon. Because when I'm not in court, I'm usually wearing something like this, a super comfortable, breathable polo, like this one from Mack Weldon, or their jogger radius pants, which it's just frankly way too hot to be wearing those right now, especially when your supposed friends are roasting the crap out of you. So when I order them in multiple sizes. I keep the ones that fit perfectly and send back the ones that don't. So if you Legal Eagles out there would like to try Mack Weldon for yourself,
go to mackweldon.com/LegalEagle and use the promo code LegalEagle to get 20% off your first order.
You'll also join Mack Weldon's Blue program where you get access to all of their stuff really early and way before everybody else does, and you get free shipping. So you can go to mackweldon.com/LegalEagle or just click on the link that is on screen right now to get 20% off of your first order from Mack Weldon. You will not be disappointed. So again, if you would like to get 20% off of your first order of Mack Weldon, just click on the link in the description, go to mackweldon.com/LegalEagle,
and be sure to use promo code LegalEagle at checkout to get 20% off.
Or click on this link that is on screen right now. Plus, clicking on this on-screen link really helps out this channel. And while you're at it, click on this playlist over here with all of my other lawyer jokes and legal memes. So click on this playlist, or I'll see you in court.